Please help me welcome to the stage the parents of Queen Candis Gabriella King. Joshua and Connie.
239 days ago, I came before this body and I asked you to pass comprehensive sickle cell reform, and here we are. The bills are getting signed today, and I'm thankful. But what does this really mean? It means that children and adults with sickle cell will have the ability to adequately advocate for themselves. My daughter Candis was a strong sickle cell advocate. She knew all of her medications, her blood count numbers, and her treatment options. She knew what to do when she had a sickle cell emergency, and she knew how to educate doctors, school nurses, and others. 239 days from now, I want every sickle cell warrior, doctor, and nurse in the Commonwealth to have the same confidence that Candis had when she advocated for herself. Thank you for all the hard work in putting this event together, and I hope to see you again as we travel down this road for a cure for sickle cell for all.
Good morning. When Candis was born, her dad looked at her and said, "She's perfect." And almost every day he would tell her that story. "You're perfect, you're perfect." And she is. She brought us so much joy. She was so feisty and so funny. So Delia Ward said, "You got that right." She was so feisty and so funny. She was a gift. And it has not been easy to do this work in her honor. It has not been easy to watch our friends and loved ones with sickle cell fight this battle. And I would be remiss if I did not recognize the tremendous loss of Dewan Sickle. Dewan, in his 20s, was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer that is directly related to sickle cell trait. And he lost that battle, but he spent his last year in chemo and in treatment raising awareness that young Black men with sickle cell trait are not symptomless. They are not expendable. Just because it's rare does not mean that they don't matter. And that's what today is about. We're so grateful to lift Candis's name, but this is about all the children who have been ignored, all the things that a simple early screening can detect and give them a chance. For the funding, this is about them. So we are so grateful for all the love and support, and none of this would have been possible, first, without the entire General Assembly. So please stand up. Without our family who is here, y'all stand up. And without community partners willing to work together, not care who got credit, but cared about moving this issue forward. So we are so grateful, and I'm ready to get these bills signed. So thank y'all so much. And I mean, what can I say about my boss? The governor has made sickle cell disease a priority throughout this entire administration. We have worked day in and day out under the leadership of Secretary Figueroa to ensure that sickle cell warriors know that they are not forgotten, that they have a seat at the table. And so thank you, Governor Spanberger, for your leadership on this. We are forever grateful.
help me in welcoming the Speaker of the Virginia House of Delegates, the Honorable John Scott.
We'll explain that to you later. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be here today as we sign the Queen Candis Hope for Sickle Cell Act and take another important step forward for families across Virginia. I want to begin by recognizing my friends, Joshua King and Candy Munden King. You have to understand how incredibly difficult it is to have to bury a child. I remember the morning of October 5th. I'm lying in my bed, my phone is blowing up. My wife think I got a side joint calling me. Phone blowing up. Y'all get that, y'all calm down. I finally answer the phone. Who is that? I answer the phone, it's my former chief of staff, Phil Newell. He's crying. He says, she's dead. I'm like, who? He says, Candis. I called Candy, she didn't answer the phone. I called Josh, he answered the phone. They told me what was going on. I jumped in my car and I drove to Prince William and I went to meet them where they were. And as you can imagine, they're devastated. They're in shock. But what I remember, and they needed a ride home, so I'm glad I got there. They were at the hotel across the street from the hospital. But what I remember about them that was so amazing, and the reason why I think we are here today is because they said she will not die in vain. Our baby's name will live on. We will fight for her. That is what brought us here today. So this legislation is about people having hope in a moment of despair. They could have easily folded up their tent and went home, but they stayed here in the middle of this fight. You know, there's a line from The Shawshank Redemption, one of my favorite movies, that says, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Queen Candis was a good thing, and so she can never die. So I want to thank all of my colleagues, first of all, who have been fighting this fight for a long time. Delegate McQuinn and Senator Lucas and Senator Locke, Delegate Sewell, Delegate Hayes. They've been standing up fighting for these communities that have been left behind for a long time. And I want to thank them for the legislation that they carry, the budget amendments that they got across the finish line. And obviously we couldn't get any of it done without having a good partner in Governor Abigail D. Spanberg. Because I want y'all to understand, this is not the first time this legislation has come before the General Assembly and been passed. It's been vetoed. Let's tell the truth. She signed it. Give it up for her. She signed it. And finally, to Candy and Joshua, thank you for your friendship, your leadership, your unwavering commitment to Virginia families, and continue the fight, continue your voice, because we need it, and we're grateful for it. Now, it is my privilege. I get to keep introducing her all the time. Her Excellency, the Governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Abigail D. Spanberg.